we have to allow for ourselves that that the idea that we should always feel good all the time is a myth. It is. It's a myth. We feel all the things in different times. There are times that we are completely inspired and completely in flow, and that feels amazing. And those times tend to come as a result of I have enough space in my field for this to happen, for these connections to spark in my heart and my spirit. I have the space, I have the resilience and resources to work with right now. Versus if I'm already exhausted and depleted and overworked and I have to keep grinding through for the next little while here, right? So if we're expecting ourselves to always feel that particular way, then it's going to be a very negative experience because you feel like you're missing something. But if we accept that, just like with the elements when we're talking about the seasons, in our life, there are all kinds of seasons. There are seasons when it's easy to have that inspiration. There are seasons of productivity and creativity. There are also seasons where we're in a state of a little bit more illness, in a state of a little bit more loss, in a state of, I need to clean out the effects of what happened previously. And that might not be the season in which you experience that inspiration. But what you can experience is the contentment of knowing it's okay that I'm in this right now. This is a season, it's a cycle that we go through. If we think that inspiration and joy tend to belong most easily to the Hun and the Shen, then we know that there's seasonality with that. There's this cycling and moving through. So if I'm not in the fire space in my spirit right now, I'm less likely to experience those experiences that are aligned with fire, and that's okay. That's naturally how it should be. Maybe I'm in a place of releasing right now. Maybe I'm in a place of letting go right now. Maybe I'm in a metal element. And the metal element, that letting go, that's actually more closely associated with grief. Now, if I think grief is a bad thing, if I think grief is a negative experience, if I think that grief is something that we should push aside into the corner, that if I'm in a season of letting go and a season of grief in my life, then I'm going to feel like there's something wrong and I'm supposed to be feeling inspired. But without the grief, without the letting go, I don't have the space to allow the inspiration to flame up, to allow that fire to burst forth. We have to go through the season. We have to go through the cycles of the elements. Not every season in your life is the season of fire. Fire will come and it will also go. It's amazing when we accept the experience we're having and when we accept the rightness of it, that it's not wrong for me right now to be in a space where I'm preparing, where I'm letting go, where I'm working through, where I'm refining, where I'm cultivating, whatever that is, or where I'm gestating, where I'm rebuilding and bringing in resources. If I know that that's right and good and how it should be, and I'm preparing to be ready, I'm preparing myself for these things to come, then that's a positive experience, even when it's hard, even when it doesn't feel good. Grief is a positive experience when you accept that grief is the natural and right extension of the circumstances of your life right now. When you're not fighting against it and telling yourself there's something wrong with it, then it's actually a positive experience because grief is an expression of love, right? So whatever is happening, the key to this and to getting through these cycles with a degree of ease is actually to accept the rightness and the necessity of the space that you're in at this exact moment. Because when you can accept it and when you can work with that energy, it enables you then to fill that sort of element, that energy in your life, to embrace it and then to move through it into the next, into the next. It's always going to cycle. It is our culture's fever dream, this idea that we're supposed to be perfectly happy and perfectly inspired and perfectly fulfilled like all the freaking time. That's not how life works. It's a myth. It's a marketing myth to make you feel bad because you don't feel that way all the time, so that you'll go buy things to try to feel that way. But you're just not going to.